Welcome to Duck DMs. I'm actually not a duck though. I'm a raven. But I know I've talked to you so much about how many RPGs Jesse has on his shelf that he has never taken down that I figured I'd get at least all the ones that I could find out and show them all to you. This stack, this stack, this stack, this stack, and this stack are all RPGs that I have not seen him touch in the entire time I have known him. However, he started this channel to dive into RPGs with me, with friends, with everybody, and I wanted to support him by putting up the first video on the channel. I don't really do a whole bunch of solo content, and so this is my first go at it, so bear with me as I stutter along, but I wanted to show you what all the RPGs you can expect to see on this channel are going to be. So the one that I'm most excited about is probably because it has miniatures. This is Humblewood over here. And Humblewood has these really cool characters, and I'm going to read to you. Humblewood is an exciting new campaign setting that includes 10 original player races, new monsters, magic items, and a compelling adventure for the 1st to 5th level characters. In the world of Everden, nestled between the mighty Crest Mountain Range and the vast marshes of Mockfield, lies a mystical forest known as Humblewood that hums with the great rhythm of nature. It has been ruled for generations by the birdfolk who inhabit the great tree city of Adelhart. Humblewood has endured for centuries thanks to the industry and compassion of its people. But now the fires have come, and the woods have been thrown into chaos. Flames ravage the land and destroy the homes of the humble folk, stoking a growing resentment against the birdfolk, whose cities have managed to avoid the worst of the fires so far. Hatred burdens in the hearts of those whose lost lives they cherished, and those once peaceful peoples now take up the sword and turn to banditry. The disaffected turn their gaze on Adelhart and threaten to reduce an age of peace to ashes. Yet there is still hope. Even in these dark times, brave heroes can be found within the wood. Only they can quell the raging flames that have been unleashed upon the land and restore balance to the realm. Will you answer the call? So to give a little bit of context, my first experience playing an RPG was with a dexterity-based RPG that we were covering for the channel. And all of you probably know, I do not really enjoy dexterity games. I don't like the flicking, it hurts my nails, and I think it's so arbitrary. The only dexterity game that I do enjoy is Crokinole. However, we were covering it, and I was giving it as fair of a shot as I could. And while I enjoyed the storytelling that Jesse was doing, and trying to figure out what was happening, I wanted something more structured. And I want to see kind of what else RPGs can have to offer. So over here we have the D&D starter set, which I'm assuming is a starter set. And then there's a whole bunch more of D&Ds. We have Sword Coast Adventure Guide, The Rise of Tiamat, Curse of Strahd, Xander's Guide to Everything, Player's Handbook, Horde of Dragon Queen, Velos' Guide to Monsters. And that's just D&D. But like I was saying with Humblewood, there's all these miniatures that I have over here to the side that I'm really excited to see what they entail. Then Jesse has a lot of these little miniature book RPGs that I'm just going to tell you what some of the titles are. So this one is The Vast and the Dark, a miscellany of backgrounds, Colossal again, The Hole in the Oak. Sorry about that. The Hole in the Oak, Planet 28, Brutal Quest, not a language that, a Coastal Adventures Journal, okay, Hive Mind, Mothership, Dead Planet, A Pound of Flesh, and The Demon Collective. So these are all kind of little books that I'm sure he wants to dive into. And then there's Sherlock Holmes, which there's more Sherlock Holmes over here, kind of in these collections. There's Pirates, The City of Skulls, Pirates, The Great Chase, Mystery, Sherlock Holmes, Captive Chairs of Goddess, Loup-Garou, Your Town, Sherlock Holmes. The only RPG that Jesse's really talked to me about is because we covered this in a shelf for sale. Alice is Missing. And Alice is Missing is a silent RPG game about the disappearance of Alice Briarwood, a high school junior in the small town of Silent Falls. During the game, players only communicate using their phones, sending text messages to each other as they unearth clues about what happened to Alice. With a full-length licensed soundtrack and structured narrative that unravels solely at the hands of the players, Alice is Missing is an immersive experience designed to be played in one session and without the need for a game master. Game Master's what Jesse's going to be trying to do. There's a couple other RPGs that we've picked up that I was really excited about. So, for starters, these Never Going Home books, the artwork is just ridiculous. I want to see what they're about. They kind of look like a mixture of war as well as just crazy monsters and things. So these were ones that I was really excited to see him grab. Then this one, The Call of Cthulhu. Ever since I realized how deep the myth and lore of Cthulhu goes, I've been really interested in seeing how it pops up. I have played Cthulhu Death May Die, and I know it kind of is adjacent to Arkham Horror as well as so many other things, but this looks really cool. You can see the eyes in the background. The stars are right up for a great Cthulhu's return. It's up to you to make them wrong again. The great old ones reach out from the future and into their past, our past, corrupting the timeline such that events and individuals turn towards the apocalyptic and lead to their inevitable rise. A small and battered resistant effort mounted by time travelers and present-day heroes stand in their way. You are one of those one-way travelers from a dark future and their crucial allies from the present day, working together to save the human race from looming apocalypse. Armed with foreknowledge of Judgment Day, you must succeed at a series of vital missions aimed at restoring hope to the future. But the clock is ticking. The corrupting influence of the Great Old Ones is sure to affect you before the end, twisting you slowly and inexorably into something alien and unrecognizable. Can you defeat the vast, unknowing evils of the Great Old Ones before you become a monster yourself? Find out in the Fate of Cthulhu. Fate of Cthulhu includes all the roles you need to play. So this one, along with Humblewood and Never Going Home, are ones that I'm interested to try. There's Stargrave, Battle, Blades in the Dark, Fate Core System, Dialect, Troika, MouseGuard. MouseGuard has a whole bunch of graphic novels that we have around the house. But this one is the RPG game, which it sounds really cool to dive into. The characters look really cute. They remind me of Root a little bit. And then there's just some more. So these are all the ones that I could kind of grab my hands on that were accessible to me. I know he has a bunch more up in the studio, but like I said, this video is a little bit of a secret. He's sleeping, and I wanted to give it my first go at trying to do a solo video. It's hard to gather your thoughts and kind of think about what you wanted to say. I kind of just wanted to show you that I'm serious about how many RPGs Jesse has, and when I joke with him about getting more, it's for a good reason. These look intense. I'm excited to see what this channel has to bring, and I'm excited to see him be a dungeon master and see that creative side of him of weaving a tale and directing me through a little adventure together. So, Jesse, good luck on this channel, and I can't wait to journey forward with you on your journey into a Duck DMs. Signing off, The Raven.